Imagine sitting across from someone whose mind feels like a locked room. You want to understand them, not just their job, their hobbies, or polite mask they wear, but the quiet hopes, the hidden fears, the private values that steer their life. Most people think the key is body language, micro-expressions, or some mysterious sixth sense. But the fastest way to truly know another person isn't mind reading at all. It's asking a handful of questions that bypass small talk and make their inner world unfold right in front of you. This isn't about manipulation. It's about connection. The kind of understanding the Stoics prize because it leads to better relationships, wiser decisions, and a calmer heart. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that we should enter into the mind of others and see what they love and what they avoid. The right questions allow you to do exactly that, not with force, but with gentle curiosity. The beauty is that anyone can learn this skill. You don't need a psychology degree or years of meditation. You just need to know what to ask and how to listen. Today, I'll share 6 questions that act like lanterns in a dark room. Each one reveals a different layer of a person's character. What excites them, how they grow, the values they guard, the risks they'll take, and the dreams they rarely confess. The first question is deceptively simple, but once you hear the answer, you'll never see the person the same way again. Question 1. What has been the highlight of your week so far? At first glance, it sounds like casual chit-chat, but it's actually a Stoic X-ray. Most people default to the tired, "How's your week going?" that invites empty answers. Busy? Fine. Same as always. But asking for a specific highlight forces them to pause and name a real moment of joy, meaning, or importance. That single choice reveals their values more clearly than 100 Instagram posts. If they light up about helping a friend move apartments, you've learned they value service over status. If their eyes sparkle describing a late-night work breakthrough, you've discovered a drive for achievement and mastery. If they gush about a quiet walk by the river, you met a soul who treasures peace over noise. Listen not just to the content, but to the energy. Watch how their posture shifts, how their voice softens or brightens. The Stoics taught that our judgments create our emotions. When someone shares their weekly highlight, they're revealing what their mind judges as good, what their philosophy of life actually rewards. Years ago, during a routine coffee meeting, I tried this question instead of the usual small talk. The woman across the table paused, smiled, and said, "Honestly, helping my elderly neighbor carry groceries yesterday." She didn't even ask. I just saw she was struggling. In that moment, I knew more about her character than any resume could show. Service, empathy, and quiet strength. Values that would later make her a rock-solid teammate in every project we shared. This question also uncovers subtle patterns. Career-driven people talk about wins, promotions, or progress. Relationship-oriented souls recall moments with family or deep conversation. Adventure seekers describe discoveries, travel, or novelty. Peace lovers share tiny, tranquil joys, a book, a sunrise, an unhurried meal. Sometimes the most revealing answer is silence. If someone struggles to name a highlight, it might mean they're overwhelmed, unable to notice the good, or wrestling with hidden pain. That insight is priceless if you care about them. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Very little is needed for a happy life. It is all within your way of thinking." This question shows you exactly what that very little is to the person in front of you. Once you understand what nourishes their spirit, you can predict their reactions, support their growth, and connect on a level far deeper than polite conversation. Question 2. What's something you used to believe that you don't believe anymore? The first question showed what energizes them. This one reveals how they grow. It exposes intellectual humility, adaptability, and the courage to admit past mistakes. The Stoics revered self-awareness because understanding one's own evolution is a foundation of wisdom. Similarly, seeing how others evolve shows who they truly are beneath the surface. This question forces reflection. To answer sincerely, a person must confront their own errors or outdated beliefs. Some respond quickly, sharing multiple shifts in thinking, indicating openness, curiosity, and humility. Others struggle, hesitate, or even deny ever changing, revealing rigidity or pride that might make collaboration or intimacy challenging. I remember interviewing a candidate for a leadership role. His CV was impeccable, but I needed to see character. I asked him, "What's something you used to believe that you no longer believe?" He paused thoughtfully. "I used to think that long hours meant better work. I'd stay late every night, thinking that my effort proved my worth. But I've learned that focused, efficient work in shorter time produces far better results. And my colleagues who left earlier often outperformed me." In that answer, I saw humility, growth, and self-correction. This man didn't just know the concept of productivity. He lived it after reevaluating his beliefs. Within 3 years, he became one of the most effective leaders I've ever worked with. A single question had predicted success more accurately than months of observation or dozens of formal assessments. The brilliance of this question is how it exposes both value systems and life philosophy. Someone who changed beliefs about kindness might have learned empathy through failure. Someone who changed beliefs about money might now value security over excess. Someone who changed beliefs about relationships might now treasure honesty and vulnerability. Notice the language they use. Do they frame change as discovery, learning, or regret? Stoicism teaches that endings of old beliefs, habits, or attachments are natural and necessary. How a person frames their past shows whether they see growth as liberation or as a burden. Question 3. If you could change one thing about how people treat each other, what would it be? This is the ultimate values excavation question. It doesn't ask directly about them, yet it reveals the core of their moral compass. It bypasses social defenses because they're speaking about humanity, not themselves. And in doing so, they reveal their own experiences, ideals, and wounds. One man answered, "I wish people would stop breaking promises they never intended to keep." From that, I immediately understood. He valued integrity above convenience, loyalty above expediency, and had probably been hurt by untrustworthy companions. Another woman said, "I wish people would stop judging others for things they can't control." Her empathy and sense of fairness shone through. She valued equality, acceptance, and creating spaces where others could feel safe. The subtle genius of this question is that it shows both what they desire and what they've endured. A person who wants more compassion has likely experienced cruelty. A person who wants honesty has probably been deceived. A person who wants patience has likely felt rushed or unheard. This question also reveals how they think systemically. Do they focus on individual behavior, like kindness and respect? Or do they consider societal structures like fairness and justice? Epictetus wrote, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." By listening to their answer here, you know not only what they value, but how they relate to others and the world. Question 4. What's a decision you made that surprised even yourself? Now we uncover capacity for self-surprise, courage, and risk-taking. The Stoics taught that true wisdom involves understanding not just the world, but how we respond to it. This question shows whether someone acts unconsciously or consciously, and whether they can step beyond habitual patterns. I once asked a quiet colleague, always cautious and methodical, "What decision surprised you?" She said, "I quit a corporate job to start a food truck. I'd never cooked professionally, but I needed to create something with my own hands." Her calm exterior had concealed entrepreneurial fire, courage, and creativity. From that single response, I knew she could thrive in uncertain, high-stakes situations. Some people light up with pride when recalling such moments. Others show curiosity or regret. Each reaction tells you how they process risk and handle change. The content of the decision matters too. Standing up to authority shows hidden courage. Pursuing art reveals passion. Helping a stranger shows buried empathy. This question paints a vivid picture of their character beyond surface appearances. Question 5. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Here lies the key to their truest desires. Remove fear, remove social constraints, remove practicality, and you see the soul's direction. Stoicism teaches that our judgments shape our experience. When fear is stripped away, people reveal what they genuinely value. I asked a friend who felt stuck in her career this question. Without hesitation, she said, "I'd open a counseling center for teenagers, a space to discuss real struggles without judgment." Her answer revealed purpose, service, and the values driving her life. Sometimes, people simply need permission to admit what they really want. The speed and energy of their response reveal even more. Quick, Enthusiastic answers show dormant but authentic passion. Hesitation might indicate disconnection from dreams or societal conditioning suppressing desire. Different answers illuminate different drives. Career-driven, build empires, innovate industries. Creative, write paint or craft works that move people. Service-oriented, help others heal or contribute to justice. Notice what they don't say as well. Avoidance of relationships, achievement, or adventure signal priorities or blind spots. When you understand someone's deepest desires, you can support, inspire, and connect on a level that truly matters. Question 6. If you could change one thing about yourself instantly, what would it be? The first 5 questions explored their values, growth, moral compass, courage, and deepest desires. This final question looks inward. It reveals self-awareness, honesty, and the gap between who they are and who they wish to become. It's not easy to answer because it requires vulnerability. Most people avoid it. They give vague answers or joke their way around the question. But those who answer sincerely expose the core of their self-perception. I remember asking a close friend this during a long evening walk. She stopped, looked at the ground, and said, "I wish I could be less afraid of disappointing people. I say yes too often, even when I want to say no." That answer spoke volumes. She was compassionate, loyal, and eager to connect, but she also carried the weight of constant approval seeking. By understanding this, I realized how to support her, how she might react under pressure, and what would help her thrive without losing herself. Others might say, "I wish I could stop overthinking and just trust my instincts." This reveals a mind that values clarity but struggles with doubt, hesitation, or fear of failure. Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters." This question shows how they judge themselves and how that self-judgment shapes their life choices. It also uncovers untapped potential, the qualities they wish they had but haven't yet fully realized. By combining all 6 questions, you're no longer guessing. You can see what energizes them, question 1, how they grow, question 2, what they value, question 3, how they respond to risk and surprise, question 4, what they desire most, question 5, how they view themselves, question 6. Stoic reflections. Stoicism isn't just about controlling your own mind. It's about understanding the world and the people in it. When you ask these questions thoughtfully, you're practicing Stoic clarity applied to human relationships. Observe without judgment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize?" Listening to someone's answers without immediately judging them strengthens empathy and reveals their true nature. Value virtue over surface impressions. The Stoics care about character, not image. Someone's highlight, belief, evolution, values, surprises, dreams, and self-assessment are all windows into virtue. Courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance. Accept human imperfection. Epictetus reminds us that everyone has blind spots, inconsistencies, and fears. These questions help you see the whole human, not the curated persona. Use understanding to connect, not manipulate. True Stoic practice is about deep connection, to help, support, or collaborate authentically, not to exploit vulnerabilities, predict behavior, inspire trust, and cultivate meaningful relationships. Once you know what drives someone, you can respond wisely, guide with patience, and build bonds that endure challenges. These 6 questions, combined with Stoic reflection, allow you to navigate the human mind as a wise observer, not a guesser. Understanding someone deeply is a superpower. It transforms your friendships, your professional relationships, and even your romantic connections. But it's not just about them, it's about you too. Every time you ask these questions with curiosity and presence, you strengthen your own capacity for empathy, patience, and insight. So here's what you should do next. Try asking these 6 questions in your daily life. Observe, listen, and reflect. Notice not just the answers, but the energy behind them, the pauses, the excitement, and the hesitation. Journal what you learn about people and about yourself. It will deepen your understanding of human nature and Stoic wisdom. Remember, you're not reading minds to manipulate. You're reading minds to connect, grow, and live more wisely. The Stoics believe that understanding others is just as essential as mastering yourself. When you combine self-awareness with deep understanding of others, you create relationships that are authentic, trust-based, and resilient. If this video helped you unlock a new layer of human connection, do like, subscribe, and comment below. Which question are you going to try first, and what do you hope to discover? Take that step today, ask, listen, and see what unfolds. Your journey into the minds of others has just begun.